Hi everyone, I was just in town sitting in a cute little cafe that I often go to, having a coffee, and while I was there I was actually waiting to pick up my car that was getting serviced at the service station. And while I was there I thought I'll pop onto YouTube and see what's happening with all the ladies on YouTube, as I do just about every day. And there was Karen. I don't know if you guys know Karen. Her channel is called The Grey Latte. She's an absolutely beautiful lady. She has a soft voice. She's a very elegant, sophisticated lady. She has a lifestyle, fashion and beauty channel. I just love Karen. She has the most beautiful style and the most beautiful hair. Her video I watched today was about her transitioning to grey. I could so relate to a lot of what Karen said. It occurred to me that I don't think I've ever really explained my journey with my grey hair, or going grey, transitioning to grey. Unfortunately for Karen, she was having some very serious allergic reactions to the chemicals in the dye, and she felt like she had to stop colouring her hair, which is so understandable, because if you watch her video, and I do encourage you to watch Karen's video, The Grey Latte is her channel. I'll repeat that again because she's worth watching. If you watch her video, Karen will explain to you the side effects that she was getting from the chemicals in the dye. They were pretty severe and pretty scary actually. And I was, at the end of getting my hair coloured, I was starting to get a very itchy scalp as well. I wasn't having the reactions that Karen was having. They were severe. I was getting an itchy scalp, and like Karen, I was getting extremely red scalp and very irritated as well. But that is not the reason I stopped colouring my hair. Before I move along with my video about my hair transitioning to grey, from blonde to grey, or having it coloured blonde, it was no longer blonde, it was already grey actually. So before I do that, I just wanted to mention something that came to my attention recently, and it was about giving shout outs to smaller channels on YouTube. I used to do quite a bit of that, and for some reason I got out of the habit of doing that. It wasn't intentional, I just seemed to get out of the habit of doing that. And there's been lots of women on YouTube that have given me really generous, kind, wonderful shout outs. It was about time that I occasionally started doing that again. It was brought to mind by Sheila. If you have not checked out Sheila's channel is called Inside Beauty. Inside Beauty with the old girl. That's what she calls herself. I don't think of her that way. She's a really young at heart lady. I think that Sheila is one of the kindest, sweetest women on YouTube. She's just got a heart of gold, and hers is also a lifestyle channel, fashion and beauty. Sheila's amazing for her age. She will surprise you when you know what her age is. She's very young at heart lady, and she's just so compassionate. So do yourself a favor and check out Sheila, Inside Beauty with the old girl. My other shout out today goes to the absolutely stunningly beautiful, she's an absolute knockout, Jana. Her channel is called Janas Space. Jana is from Slovakia, and she talks a lot about her family and her upbringing in Slovakia, her European attitudes, which I just love. I can really relate to that straightforward, practical, down-to-earth, let's just say it like it is, European style. I've had friends from the north of Europe in my life, and I always appreciate that about them, and I think they like that about me. I'm actually quite drawn to them, and they're quite drawn to me as well. Jana also has a lifestyle channel, but I think she's focusing a lot more on makeup these days, on cosmetics, and wow, does she know how to apply makeup and hair. She's got the most incredible hair. There's nothing that's not incredible about Jana. She's a very unique lady, and I love that about Jana. She brings a whole fresh, new attitude, I think, to YouTube. That's my shout outs for the day, so please check out Janas Space. She's gorgeous. She's gonna blow you away. And while I'm at it, how about subscribing? I keep forgetting to ask you guys to subscribe. I don't know why, I just keep forgetting. So please think about subscribing. I have stalled a bit in my growth. I've really stalled actually, and it's frustrating me because, well, I like to move ahead in life and I need some more subscribers. Please think about subscribing. Go down below this video. There's a red subscribe button there. hit that one, and there's a bell right next to it for notifications of when my videos come out. And while you're at it, thumbs up for a like. I really like those thumbs up for a like. I think a lot of us have found, as we stop coloring our hair and go grey, that there are truly 50 or 500 shades of grey, and you don't know which shade you're going to go. I could really relate to Karen saying that she was still multicolored. So am I. And I was before, and so was she. I always had multicolored hair. I had lots of different blonde shades in my hair, everything from almost an auburn color. There were times when my hair was close to being not a full redhead, but definitely auburn, because I was a honey blonde. I was extremely warm blonde. And I would go anything from my warm blonde, and in the summer, if I got sun and the beach and the salt water, my hair would even go white. So I would always have, I had 50 shades of blonde, easily 50 shades of blonde. And now that I've transitioned to grey, well, I've got multiple shades of grey as well. And it's quite intriguing. It's quite fascinating. I made no big decisions about going grey. I simply just stopped going to the hairdressers. For me, it wasn't about going grey. I really didn't want to go grey. I loved being blonde, and I still would prefer to be blonde, but I couldn't handle going to the hairdressers anymore. This is pre-COVID. This is going back at least almost 2 years now, and I just couldn't handle going to the hairdressers. It was very time consuming. It got very expensive, at least in my town. $140 was the last price I paid, and that was just one color. That wasn't streaks. That was not even a blow dry. I actually didn't like the blow dries they did. And so I used to get them to just take a bit of the moisture out of it, and I would finish it off when I got home myself. Their blow dries would just make it pancake flat on the top. They didn't have the technique. There is a technique to blow drying your hair well, and I had one hairdresser who was an absolute expert at it, and I loved it when he did it. He learnt in France, and he's the best, but he was very hard to get into. So I simply just put off going to the hairdressers, and I did intend to go back, but I thought, I just haven't got it in me lately to want to go there. So I stopped going. And as the months rolled by, I thought, you know what? I don't care anymore. I really don't care. I can't face the hairdressers. And then of course, COVID came along and we went into lockdown and so forth. And I decided there and then, I thought, yeah, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to hairdressers to get my hair colored. I've gone this far. After 6 months or so, I thought, I'll just keep going. I'll keep going and see what it looks like. And if I can live with it, if I really don't hate it, I'm just going to keep going. I'll just transition. I had absolutely no idea that there was a movement happening, the grey hair don't care movement, or the transitioning to grey or don't colour your hair anymore. I had no idea. And I must admit, I was kind of surprised to find out there was one, and I just kept seeing lots of women on Instagram in particular with grey hair and talking about grey hair and the transitioning of their grey hair. So I thought, what's going on? I realized accidentally somehow I joined a movement. I don't usually join things very often, but anyway, that's what happened, and that's my story. I have never really accepted my grey hair. I don't love it. I don't like the way that it washes me out. I still have a little bit of gold in the bottom, a warmer shade in the bottom, I should say, like Karen still has, and she's not looking forward to losing that bit of color, and I get that. I completely get that, because I still have a little bit. I am not in love with my grey, but I'm not prepared to go back to coloring. It's too much of a drama, and I really don't care enough anymore. It's okay. I will accept it because it's good enough. But would I prefer to be blonde again? I definitely would. And I would color my hair if it was easy and if I wasn't so concerned about the chemicals, but that became a concern to me as well. And it was when I was getting my hair colored. I used to think this can't be good because I had to have it done quite frequently. My grey became very resistant, and I was getting my hair colored. Well, I was probably supposed to go there every 6 weeks. Well, I just couldn't do it, and I didn't want to do it. So I was probably averaging about every 2 months at the hairdressers. Something told me that can't be good for you. I've just put the light down on my phone so the video will look darker. I don't know what's going on. I find if I don't put the light up on my phone a little bit, the videos are too dark, and I have plenty of lighting around me. If you could see how much lighting around me, you wouldn't believe it actually. And this is not a dark room. I have natural light coming in over there, so I don't really know what that's about. It's very frustrating, but I'm using my phone these days, which I don't want to do either, but I have to. I've turned it down so you can hopefully see the accurate shades of grey in my hair. I've showed you the top before. It's really quite white on the top. Frizzy, wiry bits up there. I washed it yesterday, and it takes about 3, 4, 5 days for the oil to get back in my hair and for it to settle a little bit. It's always more frizzy after I wash it. I have a lot of white here on the temples, as you can see. So all this top part and all around the side here where the temples are, it's silvery white. As I said before, the bottom has still got some gold in it. You can almost see the demarcation line, is that it? Demarcation. You can see there's still gold in there. And particularly if I hold that up to the top, you can see that you can see that distinctively. I would much rather have that color. I would much rather have that color still. You can see it. You can see the warmth there against the white. I miss the warmth. I've got some yellow brassy bits happening here in the front, and I've mentioned that before, that some women really dislike the yellow brassy look, or the yellow look as they call it. I don't mind it at all because it looks like I've got streaks and it makes my hair look like it used to a little bit. I've got different shades of grey under here. Underneath, I have different shades of grey again. I'm trying to find some bits. You can see here is more steely grey. You can see these steely shades in there coming through. You'll also see them in the back. You can see a lot more, particularly underneath here. If I part my hair, you'll see a lot more steely greys and different types of grey. I hope you can see it. Underneath. It is darker underneath, but it always was. It always was darker underneath. Here's some different colours again. You see how dark that piece is, the strand here. Where was it? It was there somewhere. Here underneath, there's much darker strands. Can you see how they're darker? Really quite dark, almost, that colour's almost, well, it's a really dark blonde or a light brown, I should say. There's a lot of different shades of grey in there. Up here you can see a dark line. See this line here? Because there's a few streaks of dark just coming through there as well. I hope you can see the variations in these greys, because I can see them quite distinctively. I'm just hoping that my phone camera can pick them up for you. I don't use any special violets or purple shampoos or toners. I know there's lots of products you can buy. I don't use any of them. I think the main reason women use the violets and the purples is because to tone down the brassy look, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong about that, because I'm not quite sure. I think that's the reason though. Okay everyone, thank you so much for watching my video today that was inspired by Karen from The Grey Latte. That's her channel, The Grey Latte, about going grey and transitioning and the journey and my personal journey. Leave me lots of comments down below about your personal journey. I'm really curious. I'd love to hear about your journey, and if you're transitioning, if you're no longer dyeing your hair, if you'll ever go there, what are your thoughts about it? We've all got lots of thoughts about it today because we see it so often. We see it on YouTube, on Instagram, all over social media. It's really becoming such a thing, or it has become such a thing. Let me know your thoughts on it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye now.